Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning, you guys. How's it going?
Morning,
Good. How are
everyone.
you?
I'm
It's
doing
funny. I
well.
feel like on this show, it wouldn't be Beadmaker and Coffee if we weren't having technical difficulties, right? That's just like our thing. We like
It's
to
the
have,
Well,
hallmark of the show.
I found out
yes.
why. Yeah, my laptop was connecting to the studio lights Wi-Fi.
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
Aha. Because the
Too
studio
funny.
lights have to have Wi-Fi too.
Yeah,
Yes.
right?
I get it.
Too
Well,
funny.
well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Beadmaker and Coffee for Monday, April 15th. Today we have Sydney and our lovely co-host here, Gabe Garcia of the Rag Company. Welcome, Gabe.
Whoop,
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me.
I'm super excited to have Gabe on. Good morning, everybody. And for those who do not know, Gabe, why don't you tell us real quick, because I always forget this part, and tell us, for those who don't know, but I'm sure everybody does, who you are and what you do at the Red Company.
Sure. So my name is Gabe Garcia, and I am the director of media production. In a nutshell, I guess the best way to explain my job is get stuff done, right?
Yep.
Um, video, both or video scheduling in the media studio, and then I play a large role in assisting
Mhm.
with the planning process of TRCMA.
Mhm.
So it's always fun. It's always interesting.
Yes, yes. So for those of you who have been at TRC and been able to see the controlled chaos that goes on in the media center at TRC, Gabe is the one that holds it all together. So I know I always absolutely appreciate everything you do at the Red Company. Gabe, you're amazing. And
Thank you.
just absolutely amazing. So we're going to talk about TRCMA in just a second, but I also want to let everybody know, so everybody start getting your questions in, is that Gabe does detail too. So, he is behind the scenes at the Rag Company, but he also does get to play with all the new stuff, and he plays with all the chemicals. He's definitely got his favorites. We won't pressure him into saying that penis is his favorite on this show, but so he's definitely a great bank of knowledge on the detailing as well. So let's before we get into what our favorite products we used last week, let's go ahead and talk about, it has been 2 weeks, which I cannot believe it, since
Fast.
kickoff of TRCMA. Is so crazy. I don't even, like, I kind of go, well, where did the middle week go? Like,
I
I'm not
know.
really sure.
That
I'm not
first
really
week
sure.
after, it's just a blur, right? I'm sure you
It's
guys are tired, especially
I
Gabe.
guess I guess the best way to explain it is it feels like a hangover in a
Yeah.
sense. Like you
Yeah.
feel really out of it, and
Mhm.
I don't know. Your mind is thinking of all the things you still need to get done and accomplish for the week, but your body's moving really slow.
Yeah. 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 And you're just
Um,
trying to catch your breath. Totally.
and right now, our studio is it's kind of funny because this year I think we bounced back fairly quick after TRCMA, but we've already started ripping apart our control room, and we're ramping up for next year.
Wow.
We took a lot of notes. We got another machine, so we're going to have two
Wow.
computers
Uh-huh.
running simultaneously next year. So
Wow.
I think the team is eager to kind of get going and
Mhm.
doing some new stuff.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it's crazy, and obviously I get a lot of behind the scenes because I live in the same town, but you guys truly do, like, it is an all year event. Like, there is, um planning and, like you say, purchasing, and then you guys have to use that equipment for quite a while. There's a lot that goes
Yeah.
behind just that 1 week production. You really do spend the whole year planning and focusing and, talking to companies and stuff. Like, it's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts to watch what happens.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So we meet early, right after SEMA is probably when we start making that transition phase, where we reach out to all of our vendor partners and
Mhm.
we ask the questions of, hey, what are you going to present? And then we kind of give some feedback. One thing that we're getting stronger at is understanding um, what the viewers want to see and kind
Yeah.
of the areas of dropout.
Yep.
And so we do our very best to kind of assist everyone who's coming to put their best foot forward to get the biggest impacts, if you will.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
Very
so
cool.
yeah.
Well, good job. I mean, I was there the whole week. I wasn't there as much on Thursday, but I was there otherwise the whole week. And I mean, you guys and your team are just, from my perspective as Sydney, you guys are absolutely amazing. So awesome what you guys do. This was year number 4. And then obviously on the PNS side, what you guys do for the vendors and, the way that you highlight them and put them forward is just absolutely amazing. So definitely heartfelt thanks
We
from
missed
all
Tony
of
this
us.
year.
We did miss Tony. We did. And I told Tony, I said, Tony, your name came up in the comments like 30 times. There was like 4 or 5 people saying, where's Tony? Where's Tony? So we got to make sure Tony's there next year.
Yeah. What the heck?
I want to come next year for sure. But as a viewer from home, obviously I watched all of it, while crying alone in my shop. It was awesome. It was fun. I loved that the energy kept going segment to segment. Obviously with Jamie and Alex from the Cleaner Cast for the halftime show, if you will, each day. That was super fun. The impromptu interviews, even when Gabe popped in on that, I'm like, what are you even doing there, Gabe? Go home, go to sleep. And it just was really neat. And then the only thing I will say that was the tiniest bit of a bummer to me was at the very end when I guess the power went out.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, we had crazy storms. Yeah, we had crazy storms those last 2 days.
So
last 2 days
and my intense desire for big surprises all the time. When it went to, one moment please, or whatever the screen said that was the power outage screen. I was like, this is some big reveal. I thought there was something huge coming.
Did you really?
Yeah, I thought they were gonna you guys purposefully cut out
oh my gosh,
Anthony and Levi talking, and there was gonna be some sort of big fanfare and a video would play and Jack 2.0 would walk in and there'd be some sort of big,
oh my gosh.
I was like, this is it. This is the one more thing moment. And then they just came back and they're like, sorry, the power's out.
No. Oh, bummer.
Yeah, no, we saw the lights. The lights went off and on, and all of our backup hit except for the one running the computer.
The one on the computer.
But we had a backup system in place, so we were running out and trying to get Jimmy's camera configured so it would still continue to stream. And we were just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So that was funny, but that was just me being a nerd. I'm like, this is it. It's something big.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was standing at the back of the media center, by myself, watching it all happen. I don't even think anybody knew I was there, and I was standing there. And so then I went in the comments, and I'm like, they're working on it. Because I was like, they really are. It was just crazy bumblebees. All of a sudden, Gabe was running around. But anyway, thank you for everything you do. It was so amazing. If you guys missed it, it's all available on the Rad Company YouTube channel. You can go back and watch all 4 days. It was action-packed, awesome, really great information. Lots of new product drops, which we're going to talk about ours in a minute too. Really, really good. And then I did, because Gabe and his team are so awesome, I uploaded our segment on the PNS YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend that as well. Then you don't have to go fishing for it. Yeah, really, really good. So super, super fun. I know I had so much fun doing it, and it was great to watch everybody else. And then also just to be there and have all the vendors come and be in our town. And it's so chill, and it was great. Loved it. So good job. Good job to everyone at the Rad Company.
It's a family reunion.
Yes, I love it. So real quick, to address the cat, I saw the comment. I don't know where the cat is, but what I will say is we found her outside this morning. So she does not go outside ever.
She snuck out.
Yeah, but it sounds like she snuck out this morning, which I was like, I swear to God, I heard her purring when I got up this morning. But so my husband just texted that she must have gotten out when he got up because, we take care of these birds. We have 9,000 birds we take care of. And so I think she snuck out when he got out this morning. So she was probably out. So she's probably upstairs sleeping, but she might make an appearance. The dog has been down here, but the cat's okay. She's just, she had a big, exciting time outside this morning. So we might not see her.
Oh, no.
All right. So let's get to real quick. What was our favorite product that we used last week? And Gabe, I'm going to let you go first, but you can't take mine. It's the only rule.
Wow.
You should know what mine is. Everybody should know.
What if that's mine too? Can I go
Well,
first?
no. But Tony, I'll let you have the same answer. Gabe, you can have the same
Okay.
answer as me too.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Um, my favorite product, the product that I use, the highlight, honestly, Radiance. I know big surprise coming from me.
Yeah.
My wife's fan was pretty dang dirty, so I pulled it out yesterday and I did a Radiance wash. And the nice thing about
Nice.
our cars is they get dirty, but they don't get too dirty. Like they get dusty dirty, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're all ceramic coated. I have Legend on all of them, and I did Radiance on the van. And I tell you what, it feels so slick after you wash it. You don't even need to
Yes.
put a topper on it because it's good to
Yeah.
go. It feels like it. So for me, that was I think that was my highlight.
That does not shock me. And
Awesome.
just some fun backstory there. So we all know Radiance has been around for a long time, but it was in the Pro Series line. And we moved it into the Inspiration line because it is great for coated cars. And so funny story there. I had Gabe try Radiance. What was that? Maybe like 3-4 years ago. It was a minute ago.
On the Tacoma.
We used Radiance on Gabe's old blue Tacoma, and we couldn't stop staring at it. We were like, what in the world? It was so crazy. And so ever since then, like every time Bob was in Boise or Gabe would see Bob, he'd say, hey, what about Radiance? Right? What about Radiance? And so he's always been a big fan of Radiance for years. So it's a really fun soap to use for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So awesome. Tony, would you like to go before me?
Well, I might steal your answer.
That's fine.
I mean, I think
I'm still sticking with
obvious, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's favorite product, it seems like, is
Yes.
definitely Rehab.
Yeah.
I just, I had training this last week, so 3 classes, and then I had 2 back-to-back ceramic coatings when I got home, and Rehab won out every single time in all 3 classes on all 3 cars we did. From everything from super hard Dodge Ram paint the first day, this beautiful blue Ram paint, and there were some gnarly, Idaho pinstripe scratches all down the sides of this thing. And we occasionally would just jump up the pad, but even leave the product on the surface, because it thins out after you've used it a little bit. You can see you didn't get the scratch out. So we throw a wool pad on or something more aggressive and scrub, and then go back to the blue pad or whatever we were using, and it finishes out. And it's like, it was just, the chef's kiss, the pièce de resistance to everything we did this week. And then my back-to-back coatings when I got home too, just, I didn't even, honestly, at home, I didn't even try other products. I do it in the class. We test multiple products just to give the students that experience.
Yeah, you did a blazer, didn't you?
This time, not this time, we did
it was a GMC, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh, that one that I posted last night.
The
that
red
was
one,
It's a Chevy Traverse. Yeah.
Traverse. Yeah.
So I honestly had used yellow pads the day before, and I still had a stack of them out that were clean that I didn't use. So I grabbed that and I threw it on the car, and I'm like, I mean, it's 90%. Like, it looked great. And that car wasn't too beat up yet, but it, was finishing down flawlessly and removing all of the scratches that it had, which it had, pretty light. And so I'm like, why even waste my time? And then it's so fast. And I mean, like in the class, Bob came in at one point, and after the class was done the day we worked on his car, and he's misusing the product. He said, don't tell anyone. Don't tell any detailers I did this. He's polishing the whole trunk lid of his car with just, one huge section. You're not supposed to do that. He's leaving it on. He's not wiping it off, breaking all the rules. And it works. And it's like, it's such a cheat code. It's almost unfair, because when people use something else, they'll be like, what do you mean I can't just leave it on the car and walk away and it wipes off?
Easy.
It doesn't turn to cement. Anyway, I'm going way overboard here, but Rehab's awesome. It saves a ton of time. Can't believe I've lived so long without it.
I know, right?
The dusting too. It's really nice. It doesn't dust.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like, you can, it's so funny. You can do everything wrong and abuse it, and maybe you get a little bit of dust. Maybe. I mean, I'm
Right.
leaving on
Yeah.
I'm polishing a whole door, or I'm
Mhm.
polishing like a door in 4 sections, let's say, but I'm
Mhm.
leaving it on the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm not cleaning the pad enough,
Right.
whatever we're doing. And especially
Yeah.
the students, they're using way too much.
Mhm.
They're going way too fast, way too slow, whatever. Everybody's doing something different, and no one's having like a bad experience,
Right. Yep.
which is like I think the biggest takeaway from it. It's just it really makes you a better detailer than I think you actually are,
Mhm.
especially in my case.
You're
So
great.
um
Okay, so everybody go look at Tony's picture from last night, and that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
all
I,
rehab. It
I
had
feel
nothing to
like
do with Tony.
I feel like
yep.
you just undercut yourself because the stuff that you post, it's like, holy smokes.
Yeah, it
Like
was all
even the
rehab.
old
It
classic
was all
cars and
rehab.
stuff, it's just like, geez.
Yeah, no, it's all rehab. It's all rehab. I've had test bottles for months now, and it really upped my presence in the paint correction world. So um
Oh gosh.
anyways, that's it for mine. What's your favorite product, Sydney?
Rehab.
Look at that, props.
Okay. So I know that I've like done the videos, they've all been out. I did TRCMA, but um I honestly like I cannot tell you guys how excited I am. Both of you two know how excited I am that this product's out. I have been working on this with Dave for what has it been, a little over a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I've known about it and I've had it, versions of it, which even the early versions were so much better than anything I'd ever used. This version by far just absolutely kills it. But even the early versions did as well. So I've known about it, known it was coming, had it in my shop. So I've been using it for quite some time. And I mean, I literally would just dream about the day that it came out. And I wanted it to come out so bad. And there was a period where the project was a little bit on hold just because of everything going on at PNS. And I would have to call Dave and be like, can you just make me one more bottle? Just one more bottle. And send Tony one too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we would have to beg for, little sample size bottles of it. And, um,
I'd
I
be
mean, I think
embarrassed
that,
by myself having to ask for more. I would literally, I mean, that's why you said that,
yeah,
because I've asked
yeah.
you to ask for more
Right.
for me.
Yeah. And I'd be like,
You're
I
like, oh,
need
I
more
have to talk
too.
to
So I'll
Dave
send
today.
one text. Yeah, I'll send
Yeah.
one text to Dave. Oh my gosh. And I would say, he
Can you
needs them for the training
can you
center.
ask him for me? I need
Oh
I
my
my
gosh.
like it.
fix.
It was
Yeah.
literally like, that show, that addiction show. That's how it got its name, Rehab, honestly, you guys. So, that addiction show, what's it called? The one where they have
I
to
don't.
go through rehab essentially.
Yeah.
But where they would ask their dealer, like, just one more, like, this is my last one. I promise, just one more. Like, literally that is how it got its name, is because literally people who had the samples needed to go to rehab because we, I am
It's
so obsessed with this product. It is so, so good. So going back into my, my career, my history in paint correction, it's truly not my favorite thing. And it's probably because I'm too critical and I want to make everything perfect. And obviously I found out in the first, 8 years of detailing that I would try to give everybody perfection and I would absolutely wreck myself doing it. I would wreck my products, I would wreck my pads, I would wreck my body, because I was trying to give everybody perfection. So then I
yeah.
reached the point where I was like, okay, now I'm not giving you anything more over what you pay for, right?
Right.
Yes, intervention. That was the show's name, Intervention. And so now what I love about this product, it has totally changed my shop and my mind, my mental status with doing coatings. I do a lot of coatings, and that was always stressful for me because I do think the paint correction is important. I think it's important for it to be at its best level before you put that coating on. But a lot of
Yeah.
times the customer doesn't understand that, that step 2 is 10% improvement. Step 3 is maybe 7% improvement. And so ideally we want to get between, 60 and 75 on that one step, right? because we don't want to do another step. The customer doesn't want to pay for it. It's a couple $100s. And we know as detailers, well, now I have to work just as hard for that second step as I did the first step. And it's like this much improvement. So it's just really hard. It's hard on our machines. It's hard, for those of us who detail out of our garage, which is all three of us. Yeah. That shop time is so valuable. So even more so than at a big production shop, if we have to keep a car an extra 4 hours, we might charge the customer $200. It's just not worth it. It's really not worth it.
So throw the rest of your week off. Snowball into every single thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So it literally has changed everything for me because I know that I'm going to be able to do the most amount of correction in one step. And I know, and then you factor all the other stuff in, like you guys mentioned, the no dusting, the easy wipe off. You're not fighting with towels. You're not going back and getting your towel marks off. You're not cleaning out the door jambs. You're not cleaning out the badges and all that kind of stuff. Like all of those minutes and seconds of the extra prep and all of that goes with it, it saves you so much time, which is just so, so awesome. So I am like beyond excited that this product's out. And Tony and I were talking right before we went live. I think my favorite thing is like for months, like we've known how good it was, and so we've had all the excitement and we've been so excited about it, but now it's so fun to hear everybody else talk about it. Right. So for the last 2 weeks, as people have started to get it, we've, seen the comments roll in. Probably the number one, like one-liner is thank God for rehab. Like that's probably like, we get that all the time from all over random places. So, the rollout of it has been super awesome. Everybody loves it. The thing though, that I want to highlight is that really there's a trifecta in here, what I have found. So obviously love the rehab, but I think my favorite thing with it, which Keith and Bob will be so happy here, as will Tony, is, for me, I've always been like such a huge blueberry fan, and I still am, like still use the blueberry all the time. But the orange free ride, like if you guys have not tried this, I'm wearing my free ride shirt, but the orange free ride, I brought the little one in because all my big ones are dirty. But the orange free ride and rehab together, like scary, scary good.
Good combo.
Oh my gosh. Scary good.
I haven't tried that yet.
Scary, scary good. Awesome. I think here is like, I always do test spots with the pads to figure out what pad is best. Yeah. But for some reason, the orange, like even on Delaney's Jeep, which typically with Mopar paint, I'm like using blue, but because it was black, this thing is just, it's crazy. So good.
And she had a couple of deep scratches for being such a new vehicle on the hood.
Yep.
That could have been realistically a pain.
Yeah. And it came out and like zero marring. So the blue did a really good job on that paint. It got all the scratches out, but it was leaving like a little bit of a blue haze that you could see in the right light. And the orange just cut and finished perfect. And I'm talking, you guys, like I would rate that at like a 90% correction. 90%, which that last 10%, you're probably not going to get with anything. Crazy good. And then I had a black Toyota Sienna that I did the other day. Same thing. I used the orange pad. It was hammered. It was 5 months old, but it lived a winter, but it was hammered. And I mean, literally came out perfect. So good. That is Adam Garvin, by the way.
It's Adam Garvin. Yep. Yeah. I got the chat up too.
Oh, okay, cool. But so good. But then the trifecta though, which is my other new favorite thing that's not a PNS product, is using these two on the new Rupes battery machine. Oh my gosh. I love that thing so much.
Tony, do you have one?
I don't, no. Only people who go to TRCMA get those.
Hey, Tony, it's okay. My Milwaukee is doing wonders.
My battery power Milwaukee is great too. And you know what? I'm buff like a girl enough I can handle it. Unlike maybe some other TRC personalities are like, oh, it's so heavy.
I've got a lot of haters over here, and I'm sticking true. I am not backing up.
Okay, so shout out to the battery machines. We'll fair
they
enough.
Are awesome.
Shout out to the battery operated machines. But I did not realize. I've always loved my little Rupes and my little Flex Pixie. Love those. But I've not had a full size battery machine yet. And
Okay.
so for me, I didn't realize the frustration and all the swear words that come from the cord. Cause now
Until
I
you don't have
almost,
it, right? Now when
yeah,
you don't have the
cause
cord, you're like, oh,
yeah,
cords
now I
suck.
almost can't go back. I mean,
Yeah.
it is so like my emotions and just frustration level are so much lower. So when you combine like the three, like I'm actually a nice person.
That's big for you.
I mean, I was never questioning that you weren't nice, but
Well, you guys haven't done a paint correction with me. Let's put it that way.
that's not true. That Camaro that you did, that '90s Camaro that had all of the, what was it, like sap and defects in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
That
but
was
do you remember the swear words that came out of my mouth? Do you
that's
remember
true.
how I felt about it? Yeah.
I will say to the folks that are listening, that was probably one of the first times I've heard Sydney curse.
Oh, wow.
First time. Wow.
Tony.
Well, maybe.
This is
Yeah,
Josh Petro.
oh, hi Josh.
Good
Hey,
morning, Josh.
Pedro.
Yeah, so no, I am obsessed with the whole, like my paint correction game has completely changed and I'm so happy. So,
Yeah.
shout out
My
to everybody
my
because,
last note about it that I think, I want people to know, or at least, I mean, this is kind of my assessment, and you can tell me if you disagree, but like before we were coming on, it's literally a everything from 2 to 9 product.
oh yeah,
Like there's probably going to
totally.
be the
Yeah.
softest of soft paints that it doesn't work on, or it
Yeah.
just won't, it'll haze.
Yeah.
And there's going to probably be the hardest of hard paints that it just can't cut enough,
Mhm.
even with whatever cutting pad you have. But
Mhm.
it is serious. I think it's seriously like everything from 2 to 9 it can do.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
crazy.
That's not
BMW paint.
hyperbole. I really feel that way.
Mhm.
BMW paint, I think, is one that stands out. It's like ridiculously hard
Yeah.
sometimes that you just
Yeah.
fight with.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't tried it. I know that like I use Last Cut Plus typically
Mhm.
on some of those, and I have to really find the right pad combo in order to
Yeah.
get a good cut.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious to actually try that. But
Yeah, give it a
it
shot.
is
It works.
great. It is great stuff. It makes polishing so much easier.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then back to Sid's point with the wireless polisher or cordless,
Mhm.
it's like completely different. You're in a
Yeah.
new world.
Yeah, whole new world.
Yeah.
Whole
Yeah,
new world.
yeah.
Whole new person. Love it.
Well, I'll get out of the way. You guys have fun, and I'm gonna
Okay.
Leaving
throw
us,
some
Tony.
comments up here. We got a
Let's
lot of
get
good
into
stuff.
questions. Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna start walking right now to TRCMA 2025. I'll see you there.
Oh, too funny.
Tony needs to bring his electric bike though.
Yes.
If you didn't think I
Yes.
didn't see that.
Yeah, definitely. That's so funny. So Eddie says that Gabe Does Details is a good channel name. I like that.
Gabe Does Details. Maybe.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I have been trying to figure out. I don't know. My wife is like, you should come up with some sort of name or something. But
Yep.
Gabe Does Details. Okay,
Yep.
that's a good one. Thank you.
Yep. I'm not sure what that middle word means, but was there the teal brushes? I don't know if this is asking about the teal brushes, but yes, all the teal brushes do live at my shop now, thanks
Wow,
to none other than Gabe Garcia. Gabe let's just put it this way. Gabe understood the assignment.
Yeah. So when we have a couple of things. One, when we're product testing or when vendors come to TRCMA, they're very gracious and they bring a lot of stuff, but it's not necessarily conducive for them to take stuff away.
Right.
So we have to figure out what to do with that stuff. And some of that stuff Sydney really liked.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it all lives here now. And thank you so much. I love it. I love it.
It does look good.
Yep. I love it. All right. So from Gabriel, Gabe, the Ultra line is blue and gray. So you have to talk to Jeff that we need a light gray FTW for Defender. You know what is so funny? Is how many times have we heard this?
So, yes, Gabriel, it has been in discussion. We've got we've got a lot of projects brewing. Can't necessarily say what,
Yeah.
but that has been a point of discussion.
Yep. Yes. But otherwise, FTW, all the things. Yes. I just need them in every color because I only want to use FTWs. And so I just need them in every color so that I can color code the jobs. Yes.
That's fair.
Gabriel, I do have requests in with Jeff. I try.
Yeah. Sydney has brought it up virtually every single time.
Yes.
Just like I brought up Radiance with Bob.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Alex
everyone favorites Canadian is here. Hi, Alex. Yeah. Wasn't that so great having him? I just love it. I wish TRCMA was twice a year. I like when Alex
too.
comes.
I don't have enough of Alex and
or Jamie.
in my life.
I know.
Makes me sad.
Jamie the cleaner in the house. Good morning, Sydney, Gabe, and Tony the trainer. Who's that from? I did see that. I love Tony. You know, yesterday a couple days ago, we were on a meeting and Tony was on there. That was from Josh Pierce. And it was so funny because Tony has like so many names, so many,
he does.
handles. It's so funny. And so we were like, well, what do you sign in as? Like 2 Beer Tony,
That's
what is it? 3 Mark Mazel, Tony the trainer, Fireball, 5 Mark Mazel, Fireball. Yeah, he's got lots of names. Tony the Tiger. We got lots of names for Tony. My favorite's Fireball, though.
Well, and this last week, Bob is he's randomly calling me Hammer Time Tony.
Oh, right. Yeah, now it's Hammer Time. Yeah, this week it's Hammer Time.
I'm like,
Hammer Time, all right. Tony.
I guess, yeah, I get whatever.
And then I do have to say, because this is going to come up later, is if you're watching, Tony did not pay Gabe to say he needed to bring his electric scooter.
Oh, was that a thing?
It was a thing. Yeah, he took it to training, and it wasn't a thing during training. Oh, good morning, Britt, and good morning. Yeah, good morning, 208. That is from Kelly. Hi, Kelly.
Ooh,
I think she's coming back here. Yeah, I think she's coming back here soon. Alex with will there be a Fat Joe line for 2024? Well, I'm actually going to work on it. So I actually am going to call another friend at the Rad Company today, Nate, and I'm going to ask him if he can help me with a Fat Joe design, and I'm going to have some stickers made because Fat Joe was quite the star of TRCMA.
I guess I'm missing this. Did I miss something?
Fat Joe was the raccoon.
Okay, I did see the raccoon, but
yeah.
I was so with the headphones of hearing everybody behind the scenes that I didn't actually hear.
Yeah, so Fat Joe, I'll have to tell you the whole story some other time, but Fat Joe is a raccoon. He travels to all the events now. And so he was at TRCMA. Everybody saw him, but he kept coming up in the comments. Like even during like the Viper Chair segment, people were talking about Fat Joe. They were like, oh, Fat Joe needs one of those. So Fat Joe became quite the celebrity.
Okay.
So we need some Fat Joe gear. Yeah.
We can do that.
Yes. Happy to be here. Not sure. For some reason, Stokes. Hi, Britt. Yes, the Facebook users, they pop up really late on my site. So those are all people in our Bead Maker Lounge. And because they're watching through the lounge, we don't get to see their names. So
yeah, it just says Facebook user.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Super Auto, will rehab be available in bottles less than 1 liter? I will tell you, we are absolutely working on it. Hopefully it will be sooner than later, but we are absolutely working on it for sure. Yeah. I would love it. I know for me, I've already moved mine into smaller bottles because these are big to hold. So yes, we are working on it for sure.
They don't necessarily fit in cup holders too well either.
All right, David with Gabe and Sydney, please convince the Detail Factory to develop a folding detail cart for us mobile detailers. Imagine a teal and a black or Spider-Man blue or slime green. Oh, that'd be great. I would love it.
Folding. Okay. Because I read that comment, but I was reading it from afar and I was thinking, well, Viper Chair just came out with a really cool cart, but it's not folding.
Not mobile friendly.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that would be really cool. A folding cart. That's a good idea. All right, 100 likes and Tony will get rehab tattooed on him.
100. Wow.
Oh, that's too funny. Oh, the details of me. I'm with you on that one, David. Too funny. Frank, good morning, Frank. I hope everyone's weather's good. Ours is a little dreary today, but it's been warmer, so it's been nice. Yes, Ramiro. Tony is going to be outside of SEMA with a sign yelling, "Ask me about my rehab." Oh, that's too funny.
I feel like you would have to be there with him, Sid.
Yeah. You know about last year, he had the big P&S sign. So
No.
he, the big, huge one from our booth. And so he was out there like waving it, like, and he was yelling, like, "Ask me about my P&S." But
Oh,
oh, so great. Frank, question about rehab. Is it safe on trim? So here's the deal. I'm going to say like officially no,
Yeah.
but yes. So no in the way that it's really hard to know. Some trim, it struggles for me and some it doesn't. So I think using caution is always good. Especially like older and super textured plastics, you're really going to probably want to still tape those off. Or if you
Yeah.
have a solution for getting it off, make sure you have that available. I personally don't tape off, but that's why I do like all the new edge guard pads and the free ride pads. You can really you can just clean up your method to not get it on trim. But if it's got really textured trim and stuff, you may want to tape it off. I have obviously ran over and gotten a little bit on there. And, I've had some that it's a little bit difficult to get off. But my favorite method for getting it off the trim, if I did get it on, is a pink pearl eraser. That takes it right off. Just don't let it dry too. It's definitely a lot harder to get off if you let it dry. But if it's older trim, I would still tape it off. I think you'll save yourself, and if you don't have to be so careful. I'm pretty good at trimming things out now that I don't use tape, but, unless I have to, but have a method to get it off if you do run over the trim.
Yeah. Don't leave it. That's the thing.
Yeah. Don't leave it. Yeah. Don't let it dry. Wipe it right off.
If you hit it, it's not like it's going to stain the minute you hit it. Wipe it off.
Yep.
But if you, for instance, work a panel and then you go to a next panel, probably by the time you move to the next panel and you go back to do a wipe off, it's already dried, and that's where you're going to see the stain.
Yep. So I keep a towel on a cart right next to me that's soaked in paint prep. So if I do hit it, I just real quickly wipe it off and don't usually have an issue. So
yeah. We I just want to say we had on that blue ram we did in training last week.
Oh yeah.
The plastic trimmer on the fenders was like a tighter, smoother plastic. So that it like wiped right off of. You couldn't even tell you hit it. Right. But then the trim on the top of like the tail or the
bed cap.
That's it's a lot more textured, and it was also a lot more dry from getting more sun exposure. That soaked it right up, so you could see where you hit it. Even after it wiped off, but it also kind of cleans the plastic. So on that traverse I did this last weekend or a couple days ago, it had water spots on one of the side of the car, all down the black trim along the bottom. And I actually accidentally hit the trim with the polisher and noticed that it took the water spots off. It was a little more, it was a little less black, like a little more faded where I hit it, but it cleaned it. So I ended up polishing all of the trim with Rehab. And it was one nice consistent shade. And then when I coated it and I went over the trim with coating, it looked amazing. And so,
and
it just depends.
I use it on B pillars for sure. And like the Ford F-150s with the black fender flares that follow the body line, I use it on those too. I just make sure I do an instant wipe off.
Yep. Yeah. And speaking of B pillars, the like F-150, the black piano black B pillars. Oh my gosh, Rehab is amazing on that. Amazing. Shout out to Piper the dog. She is around here somewhere for sure. She hears me talking and then she's like, "Oh, what are we doing?" I can't believe the cat has not shown up yet, but she is in the house and safe. I think she's probably passed out. She was probably like, "Oh my gosh, I stepped on grass. I better sleep the rest of the day."
Oh my gosh.
Hans, hello, great people. Thanks, Hans, for tuning in.
Good to see you. It's kind of cool interacting with all of you guys. Typically, I see everybody from behind the scenes, not in front of the camera. So it's new.
Yep. Very cool. All right, we need the free ride pads at TRC. So TRC carries Buff and Shine Edge Guard. So I will say the Free Ride are very similar to the Edge Guard. Obviously Buff and Shine makes them for us. They just don't have the actual Edge Guard in them, right? So they are, but still kind of the top and face is the same. But TRC does not have the orange. So you should think about bringing in the orange Free Ride. But, so same kind of pads, but obviously there's the Edge Guard and then the Free Ride. Same foam though. Both awesome. Love them both. Obviously, we know I'm a huge fan of the Edge Guard as well, which you can pick up at TRC. And so it's just kind of, which if you want the Edge or not. But that orange is awesome. We should see if you guys can.
We don't want people to have FOMO.
Yes. Gabe is really good at the dad jokes for anybody who doesn't know. Wow, why am I so big?
He's not allowed to be here anymore. I took him out. That was atrocious.
That was a good dad joke. That was a good dad joke. Gabe always has the best ones.
I like doing them in front of Jeff, especially.
Yeah. All right, Quality Touch. I'm super late. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Good morning. Very cool. Superado, did you guys see Serrano's last review of the new Brew Pez cordless? I did not. I will have to go look that up.
Good or bad, or give us some insight.
Trying out Frostbite later. Can't wait. Frostbite. Oh yeah, we haven't talked too much about Frostbite. So Frostbite came out too. So I'm super excited about this product. However, we all know that I don't do a ton of foam washes. So, but what I will say is probably every time I do one, I will absolutely use Frostbite. Super, super good foam. For me, So for me, here's been my issue. This is why I'm not a foaming fan. Is because I was like, you guys spend an extra 10 minutes rinsing the car. Like, I just don't get that. I don't get all the foam everywhere. I don't get the rinsing and all of that. But what I do love about Frostbite is how easy it rinses. I mean, super big shout out for that. I love that. It rinses really great. It washes really great. And that method that we did during TRCMA with the Frostbite in the foam cannon and Radiance in the bucket, that is legit. That is super legit.
I haven't tried that yet.
Super legit. Super nice. So everybody, and that was totally honest. We had never done that before. We heard about that from Joey Belinsky. So we tried that live when, on the Challenger in studio. Really, really nice. So I think I will absolutely use that method. And I think because of Frostbite, I will foam more now. And Frostbite's been a big hit. Same thing. We've had all good comments. Even I've seen a couple on YouTube where, maybe folks are maybe not always so, they're kind of looking to pick apart products and they've actually ended up liking it. So I took that as a big win.
Smells really good too.
Yeah. Frostbite smells really good. It works really good. So for those who love to foam cannon a car, you have to try it. It's super, super good. And it's, really good soap. I'm super excited about it. I just personally, because it's not the way that I wash cars, I was a little bit more excited about Rehab, but Frostbite there's a lot out there. Lots of people are using it and everybody loves it so far. It's a really, really good foaming soap. Really good. Alex, Tony only uses a Rupes Cyclone that weighs more than he does. I think the Cyclone might be older than Tony as well.
Oh no.
I think it is. I'm not sure. I know I've seen a Cyclone from a long time ago. Eddie here with everyone. Have a good morning. You too, Eddie.
Thank you, Eddie.
I miss you, Eddie. I was hoping you were going to make an appearance at TRCMA, but I know you were with your dad. Josh Petro, the little pumpkin coming in as the real MVP.
What?
I don't know Josh's name. So is that what is it? His because there's too many Joshes. What is it? I always call him something different, like pumpkin spice. I can never remember that. So I always have a different name for him.
Well, it doesn't help that Josh Broda and Josh Petro are both in the same department. So we have to call them by their last names, Petro and Brodel.
Yeah. And last year at Monterey, we had 3 Joshes because we had Josh Pierce with us too. So it was
a lot of Joshes.
Yeah. Peaches. I like pumpkin spice better.
Can't be joshing me.
You're going to get kicked out again. Good morning, crew. Good morning, crew. Let's see, who is that from? Oh, Kyle Camus. Tony on the comments. Very nice. All right. First from Puerto Rico at Quality Touch. First from Puerto Rico. He is always first, but I did see one video where he didn't make it first.
Oh,
Now people try to like get in there just to cut him off. It's pretty funny. Miller
got a track
Detailing.
record.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Going to be using Frostbite this morning. Lots of people using Frostbite today. I'm so excited. So excited. It smells amazing.
I still need to get mine. I haven't. I'm still trying to recover, and it's funny because being at TRCMA, you see all the new products, but it's not till after the fact that you go back and you start looking at things. You're like, oh, okay. Like you have a brief idea.
Yeah.
At least I don't know from behind the scenes.
Yep. Catherine Mayo. Good morning.
Good morning, Catherine.
Lots of people from all over today. That's super
awesome.
Exciting. Yeah.
Great.
Hans, I want some Fat Joe stickers. I'm gonna work with Nate. I'm gonna make this happen. Because I need some Fat Joe stickers too. Can we please get a Fat Joe origin story? So I'm gonna try to tell this really short.
Okay.
Really short. So Bob Phillips, Team PNS, we like to stay in Airbnbs because we like to all stay together. It's just kind of that family feel. And so Bob, one of his extracurricular, shining moments is his choice of Airbnbs, right? He really likes to get nice Airbnbs, and he's always done a fantastic job. And so obviously everybody knows that PNS was sold to ATG, which has been great. But obviously hearing that the first time can be a little bit scary, right? And so some of us knew about it ahead of time. So last September, we all went to Hayward. So Bob had told Rennie, Keith, and I back in September that that PNS was going to be sold, and was, trying to put our minds at ease about it, told us, and then was like, look, but Dave and I are staying on, nothing's going to change, did the whole, everybody's going to be good. But you're always kind of scared. Right. And so we went to Hayward like a week or two later after he told us, and he got us an Airbnb. And so Rennie, Keith, and I went to the Airbnb, but it was late at night after everything was kind of over. And we went and we drove down the street, and we were like, I don't know about this. I don't know. And it was pretty scary. It was in not the nicest street in that neighborhood. He was familiar with the neighborhood. Obviously, we were in San Francisco, but it should have been a nice street, but it was like the one not nice street. There was cars solid on both sides of the road. Every driveway was packed with cars. It was garbage day. It was October. And so everybody's yards were, it just was like really bad. But anyway, so we pull up next, we're trying to find the address, and we pull up and, we're scared because every driveway has cars in it. We're trying to find the address. We pull up alongside of the road, and we're kind of all like, what? This is really weird. Anyway, so what happens is this big 45-pound raccoon stands up next to our car and is like, get out, And I was like, did you guys just see that raccoon? I mean, the thing was ginormous. Well, anyway, to skip a whole bunch of the story, Keith got out of the vehicle, and Rennie's in the back calling Bob, like, this can't be right. There's people here. There's cars in the driveway. There's a 45-pound raccoon. Keith gets out, and we're watching Keith walk through the dark, and we can see this little like raccoon like after him, right? And so it was super scary. But anyway, so long story short, we weren't going to stay there. We couldn't. I mean, Keith is like pushing numbers on every house. Like, we were afraid. So we like cut it, and we went to a hotel. And the funny part was, when we were unloading our luggage, I looked at the boys and I said, I thought Bob said nothing was going to change. Because all of a sudden we had this like scary Airbnb, but it was totally a fluke. Like, he, the pictures online, the inside of the house looked beautiful. He would have had no idea that it was not on a nice street, but it was totally a timing thing, but it was hilarious. Okay. And so, yeah. So Bob obviously felt really bad. We went to a hotel. Everything was fine. But it was just the timing of it. Like, because we were like, oh my gosh, I thought nothing was going to change. And all of a sudden we're staying in this not nice part. But anyway, so it was totally a joke. It was totally fine. But then at SEMA, Bob sent a Fat Joe, the raccoon, sent it to SEMA for me, Rennie, and Keith. So the first day when we're setting up the booth, Fat Joe makes an appearance. And so every event or every meeting, Fat Joe has been at every single event since then. And, he was in the crate when it burned going to MTE.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So he's been through it. Yeah. So he's been through it. So he's an honorary Team PNS member. He'll be at every event. He's, at everything at Hayward. He's been in a lot of pictures and stuff. And so lots of people have seen Fat Joe. So if they've been at SEMA or MTE or, lots of people have come through Hayward. So they've all seen Fat Joe. And so Fat Joe is just, he does a lot on our team.
Fat Joe.
Fat Joe lives in Hayward and he gets shipped with every crate or box to every event that we've done. So
what? Bob doesn't take him with him?
Well, I think when we came to TRCMA, he did ride in Bob's backpack. So he did not come in the box. He did ride in the backpack. Yep. So, and Tony says Fat Joe is in the training studio right now. So I think he mainly lives in this training studio. I've also caught him up front at PNS headquarters as well. He likes to hide behind the bottles up front. So Fat Joe is, So Fat Joe just keeps us humble.
I like it. That's
There's
funny.
The story.
That's a funny story.
Yeah. It was really funny. It was just really funny when I was like, I thought he said nothing was going to change. But yeah. Oh yeah. Got to check out the Cleaner Cast with Sydney to get the Fat Joe story. So I also told the story on the Cleaner Cast the week
on the
before
Cleaner Cast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's exclusive.
I like that.
Yep. All right. What's up, fam? Big PNS weekend for the Kimballs. Yes. Biggest class I've trained. The coolest part is we promoted this and there are very few trainees from the weekend now watching. Oh, so cool. Welcome. So
that's
Joe
awesome.
and Cody did a huge training up in the Seattle area this weekend. I want to say, and don't quote me, I want to say they had like 19 or 20 students. Really big class. They absolutely killed it. So super, super exciting. Good job, guys. That's so awesome. Very, very cool. Very cool. We have our first, you know what is so cool, Gabe? We have our first PNS coding training next door at MVP next month. And we have not done a certification training in Boise. Is that so crazy?
Ever?
Like not since I've been part of the team. No. Isn't that crazy? I mean, we've done lots of events, but we've never done an actual certification training. So I go all over and do them.
Well, and you also got a new to detailing training too, don't you? That you're still playing with Connor, or is that
well, we're doing the coding one first. So
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna give that one a shot first. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. I need to get him
exciting.
Flyer on that. Yeah, so it'll be May 11th. I'm super excited.
May 11th.
Yeah. So if you want to come, we're going to be using some rehab.
Heck yeah.
That's the only thing. And I think Tony would agree with me here that rehab is going to make the trainings difficult because, we're supposed to teach them how to go through like all the product testing and stuff. And we're like, we're just going to use rehab and this is going to be great and easy. It's so funny. Rehab Tony. Yes.
Rehab Tony.
Yep. We all need a little rehab. Frank,
in our lives.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
No, that's awesome.
Kron says, Sydney, thanks for signing my bottle of Frostbite. No problem. We tried to sign a couple bottles. We tried to accommodate those who asked for their bottles to be signed. And then we, Team PNS, snuck into the warehouse and snagged some bottles and signed them. So if you got one, that's super exciting.
I'm glad.
We had to fight, everyone in the warehouse, they get a little bit, like, what are you guys doing in here? So we had to have somebody run interference for us, but it was good.
I will say though, that week of TRCMA was absolutely insane. Our poor team.
Yeah.
But they killed it.
Right. They did such a great job. Oh my gosh. Such a great job. Such a great job. Yes, Super Auto. The review of Frostbite by Brian at Apex was a great video. It was a really good video. Yes, that one. I did see that one. It was awesome. Very, very good. Hans, what is the scent of Swift again? Gabe, do you know this one?
Swift. I don't remember.
It's orange creamsicle. Yeah, orange creamsicle.
I'm kind of a natural finish kind of guy.
I know. Yep, you and Delaney.
Delaney's on.
Yeah, she won't give up the.
It's so good.
Yeah, I know. She won't give up the natural finish. I love natural finish as well, so much. But I do like Swift as well.
Well, you're the one who got me on it.
Yeah.
On that.
Yep. This is Petro saying his name is Peaches. I know,
Peaches.
but it just wouldn't seem right if I called you Peaches. I like calling you a different name every time. Alex, I'm dropping a frostbite video this week. Awesome.
Ooh.
Which I did do a frostbite video. Did you guys see it on that Ineos? I did do a frostbite video on my own channel. Yeah. So awesome.
You did frostbite in conjunction with your brand new Detail Factory fill brushes.
Yep, I did, which I'll throw myself under the bus here. This is why I don't do foam washes, you guys, because I have my customers wash their car before they bring it. So I don't really need to do foam washes.
But that car, really?
Yes, always. I always tell my customers to run their car through the car wash first. But that customer got back from Sun Valley late the night before and they went to the self-wash. And I don't know what the deal with that self-wash is down on State Street. I think it got locked up, but so they couldn't wash it. So she said, my car is full of mud and dirt. I'm so sorry. What do you want me to do? And I said, you know what? No problem. We just released a new foam soap. I'll make a video. So it was totally fine.
See, that's awesome. I mostly deal with dealership cars and they're just hammered. Absolutely hammered.
Yeah. No, I ask him to run it through because I don't have anywhere to put all the mud and dirt. All right. Anthony Brown Jr. with frostbite with Crystal Wash is fire. Then back it with the reset sponge. Heck yes. Heck yes. So we did do that on the live presentation. We coated it. Well, we sprayed everything down with Crystal Wash first and then the frostbite. I mean, literally when you do that, you almost have nothing to clay. And then at that point, your reset sponge is just, tightening everything up, making sure you got everything. But I can't even begin to tell you guys the Crystal Wash and then the reset sponge. Again, like we talk about things that make your job easier and make you more efficient. My paint corrections come out so much better. I'm getting less gunk in my pads because the way that it just literally gets all the contamination off that paint before you go to do your paint correction is like amazing. Crystal Wash for me before correction is an absolute. I would not skip it. It does such a great job I think there's just contamination on the cars that you just don't realize is there that really makes your paint correction go totally different.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's a key part of the step. If you don't do it right, your life is miserable. It doesn't matter if you have the best pad or even compound combo. It's
nuts. Love the Crystal Wash. Love it. Which I think the Rag Company's carrying Crystal Wash now, right?
We are now carrying Crystal Wash. So if you guys want Crystal Wash, come over to the Rag Company.
Yep. All right. Josh Pierce says, I've never been a foam cannon guy, but frostbite definitely changed my mind quickly. Absolutely. And that is how I feel. I feel like I'll actually use it more now just because I do know that it's doing that extra kick in cleansing and it is easy to rinse off. Like that for me was literally the deal breaker. I could not handle sitting there rinsing. And every time you'd go over another, like more soap would pop up. And oh my gosh, I used to get so annoyed. So I love the rinsing of frostbite. So awesome. Yeah. All right. Jamie the Cleaner Fat Joe is a menace. He is, but that's a good kind of Fat Joe to have. 45 pound trash panda is enough to get me to leave. And we did.
Oh my gosh.
Aaron says, I was searching YouTube for rehab videos and now I'm getting recommendations. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's pretty funny.
That is good. That is good.
Oh my gosh. It knows. Maybe knows in the worst way possible. I don't know.
Yeah. Backwards hat interruption. Tony's here.
Tony.
A quick programming note. Since y'all are like the Cyclone polisher is older than Tony is. It's older than all of us.
Oh my god.
Older than me?
Barely.
Oh.
It was released in 1952.
Barely.
Tony. 1952 was the original Cyclone polishers. It was a big deal. In 1953, it got approved by the government to polish military aircraft and missiles, which I find it interesting that they would polish a missile.
Yeah.
before sending
Wow.
it
Okay.
out into the wilderness.
That's a little busy
Anyways,
work.
so
Jeez.
there's that. But I do
Wow.
have some questions, some interrupting questions from the Moments of Internet Uncertainty segment.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Throw these out there real quick. Okay. Backwards Hat Tony's here. So
I like this
here's a
segment.
question. Can Iron Buster, Brake Buster, Wide Open, etc., can those products be used on the undercarriage of a vehicle and then maybe pressure washed off?
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did see this question come in. And so, yes, you can use all of those on an undercarriage, but you will want to use them straight. So I know the question, there's a lot more in
Yeah.
depth to this question, and they asked if they could run it through like their system before. So you want to
Yeah.
use them straight. So
Oh.
use them as a pre-treat. So if you're using Crystal Wash or Iron Buster or EnviroClean, I would try to apply those straight. I would use like the IK12 or, something, get
Yeah.
up underneath there, foam it, let it dwell, and then use your undercarriage pressure washer. If you have the undercarriage pressure washer that you do want to run something through, I would still pre-treat it. And then I would use like, one of the soaps through that's meant to be diluted. I just wouldn't put a product that's
Oh,
not
no.
meant to be diluted through
You're
your
good,
pressure
Gabe. You're
washer.
back.
Yep,
Can you
you're
hear
good.
us?
I don't know. We can see him and hear him.
Yeah.
So yes, you can use those. I wonder if he knows we can hear him. We can
Are you
hear you,
there? We
Gabe.
can hear you. Oh, no.
Too funny. So yes, so you totally can. You're
Can you
good,
guys
Gabe.
hear
We
me?
can hear you. Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Yep, we can hear you.
I can't hear you guys.
Oh, no.
So yes, absolutely. You can, but
Tony,
definitely I
can
would
you
do the
hear me? If you
pre-treat.
can't, can you give me a thumbs up? I can't hear you guys.
Oh, too funny. So yep. Let's see if we can get Gabe back here.
Oh, look, I had a
fancy.
thumbs up on my screen when I thumbs
Can
up.
he?
That was
I know. Can he
interesting.
see?
Sorry, guys. I'm running into technical difficulties over here.
That's okay. Speed maker and coffee.
That's so funny. All right. Next question.
Yeah, we've got
I'm
another
going
one
to
here that
refresh my
says, are there
page and
any
see if I come back.
chemicals?
So if I disappear momentarily.
All right.
Too funny. All right.
We've got, are there any chemicals that can strip an old coating? And then also in conjunction with that, are ceramic coatings body shop safe?
Okay. So are there chemicals that can strip an old coating? Technically, no. Because coatings are only removed through friction. So car washes, polishing, things like that, living life. So that's really the only way that really removes a coating, but you can kind of strip and or what they would call like scar a coating.
Scarring them, yeah.
Yeah, using those. So you do want to be careful. You can definitely like affect the coating.
Like super high pH, some coatings don't like, and then obviously super low pH, some coatings don't like too. So
right.
just depends.
Yeah. And so how coatings work is, if you like say the coating was this thick, right? It's really not, but let's just pretend it is. Like only the top part, like maybe the top 50% really has all those properties that we love, the super high gloss, the hydrophobics, all of that kind of stuff. You can damage that layer, but the coating is still there. So it's still kind of doing its, like chemical resistance and all that stuff. So you still have coating on the surface, but you could have definitely scarred the properties that we love if you use something not intended to be using on a coating. So you do need to be careful. But as far as stripping a coating off, no, you can't, there's nothing that will strip a coating off a surface, but you can definitely scar it / damage it. And then what was the second part of that?
If coatings are body shop safe.
Oh, yes, because obviously body shop safe that's really going to relate to things going in the air. Yeah. And, and really coatings now coatings that are applied with an applicator are totally body shop safe. If we're talking about spray coatings, that's different. Yeah. Totally different. Yep.
And then a couple more quick ones. I'm surprised we didn't touch on this already. So does Rehab have either fillers or protection? Yep. I want to throw that in there. I didn't actually say that, but fillers or protection. And then what are the best pad combos?
Okay. So this is like a common, this reminds me of back when rinseless wash came out and everybody was calling rinseless and waterless like one and the same.
Yeah.
So this is kind of that same concept of where we have one step and we have all-in-one. So an all-in-one contains fillers, protection. That means you're doing everything all in one. A one-step means that you're cutting, finishing everything in one step, meaning one product, right?
Mhm.
So different terminology. So rehab contains no fillers and no protection, but you are going to be able to do a one-step correction. But obviously you can do a multi-step correction if you need to. You would just
Right.
change your pad.
We almost
But
need a
it,
new name, like a new term for it. Like it's
I know,
an
but
everything polish
yeah,
or
but then people
compound
will,
because it does both.
but then people will assume that everything means fillers. And so really it's
Fillers.
just,
Yeah, I know. It's tough.
So really it's like the waterless, rinseless thing
Yeah.
that took everybody 10 years to get over. So one step means you're doing it in one step. All in one means you're filling and protecting as well as polishing. So it's really just the terminology. So one step means you're doing your paint correction in hopefully one step, cutting, finishing, all of that. So it does not contain any fillers or protection. And then best pad combo is any pad that works with that paint. Honestly, it works great with all of them.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best, or that's the most asked question. Even customer service here gets it. Like, what's the best pad to do this car? And realistically, for everyone out there, you know, you test a pad. That's why you do test spots prior to actually moving forward on the car. Because every paint is different. You have very soft paints, you have hard paints, you have single stage paints. I mean, so it's not, there's not an answer right out of the gate for you to say yes.
Yep, totally. So there's ones that work great with it, which I'm going to say is right in the middle. It's going to be the blue.
Yeah.
Obviously the free ride orange, the yellow. I mean, those three are like probably my most three used. Also the maroon. That's the one I forgot to mention. I use the maroon pad all the time with rehab, which before rehab came out, I never used, not one single time used the maroon pad. The maroon pad on hard paint with rehab is ridiculous. But also I use, the cat's here. You guys just can't see her, but she's here. Brissy, everybody's been looking for you.
You can bring it in here, good.
And so but also the black one, right? The black pad with rehab is also insane. So all of them are really, really great. Really,
just
really great.
Test a spot. That's all.
Yep. You just got to figure out what works for that paint for sure.
Yep. It's always funny in classes because we'll do test spots and everything, and then a student will ask me, "Well, I have a something car at home. What pad will I need?" And I'm like, "Man, I don't know. Bring it here. Bring it in. Let's try it. Like, let's just figure it out."
And that's why I think Buff and Shine did it right with their combo pack, so that way you can buy a combo pack and test it. Like if you're a weekend warrior or an enthusiast and you want to just do your own cars, then you can say proudly, "Hey, this particular pad is going to do me good." But if you're in the situation where you're detailing every week multiple vehicles, you're going to use a wide variety.
Yep, for sure. For sure. Cron with is frostbite safe to use for everyday washing? I would say so. I think that, I mean,
if you had a really sensitive wax or maybe a really sensitive sealant, because it is a slightly higher pH, it might kind of eat at it. But I think otherwise you're totally fine, especially coated car. Totally fine.
Yeah, it's got a little kick in the washing department, but it's not like crazy. It's not gonna.
I got a couple more now, and then I've got. I sort of have a quick out because I've got a customer on the way.
Me too, but don't miss Anthony Brown Jr.'s question. Make sure to get to that one. So Gabriel does rehab finish out like NV?
These are kind of similar questions, right? Does it finish out? And then
NV is a true jeweling polish. It's a very, very fine polish, but for some reason my Siri is listening to me. But why is she doing that? Sorry, my Siri is totally
envy. She is envious of envy and Siri.
Oh, wait, what is going on here?
Maybe Siri needs to go to rehab.
Definitely.
Oh, heck. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
I'm on my phone, so if somebody calls, it freezes and kicks me out.
Hold
It's
on.
weird.
What?
Technical difficulty day.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, what in the world? What is with the technical stuff today? Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay,
can.
yeah, like Siri started talking and like everything, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's not my thing is I feel like it definitely finishes out. You can absolutely finish out with it,
Yeah.
especially using a black pad, but I mean, I wouldn't necessarily compare it to Envy because Envy isn't really doing any correction. Right?
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
Envy is going to be still lighter than Rehab is.
Mhm. Yeah.
But if you have that extremely soft paint, that could be the nice finishing step that you need.
Of course.
If it's that 1 out of 10 soft stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you definitely can throw a black pad on it and finish
Mhm.
out really delicate stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tony and I figured that out, that you can actually, like, say you use a blue or a maroon because you've got heavy defects and you go over it. You don't even have to wipe it off. You can just switch out to your black pad real quick, throw 2 dots of Rehab on there, go right back over, and
And
it's
hit it again.
and then wipe it
Yep.
off, and it's perfect. Yeah.
That's interesting. I haven't tried that
Mhm.
yet. I've just done the method of hitting the car. And
Yeah.
when I first started, it was just panel to panel, go back
Yeah.
and wipe the panel. And then I started getting lazy, I guess,
Yeah.
and
It works really good.
just go do the entire car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we
It
did
works.
a cool test
Yep.
spot where we did a big section with like a maroon or maybe a
Yeah.
wool. Like I was purposefully
Uh-huh.
like trying to get it to haze, and it was on softer Honda paint.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then left it on there, and then about half that section I threw like a yellow pad
Mhm.
on and just went over it gently a couple
Mhm.
times, wiped it all off, and you could see a difference between
Oh,
where I
really?
had done just the 1
Mhm.
step and the 2
Yeah.
step with this with
For
Rehab on that
sure.
surface.
Yeah, for sure.
It was really
No,
cool.
it's really
So
good
cool.
stuff. Rehab's really good stuff.
So cool.
Yeah.
All right,
And then
let's
Anthony Brown Jr.
so this is
This
just
one?
one that I want Gabe to take back to the powers that be, because
Run it
this
up
has
the
Oh,
been
chain.
that's why you okay. All right.
yeah,
All right.
it's been an issue. It's been an issue, Anthony. So
Okay.
Auto Fiber has a Kelly Green twist loop towel that resembles the FTW. Gabe,
What?
can we
Yes.
get an FTW Kelly Green towel to go with paint prep?
And we are working on it. Here's the deal. I say something and then I go upstairs and I'm like, why did you say that? We're not ready for this, or we're ready for this, or we've been working on it. So I'm just gonna say there are a lot of ideas and concepts that we've been planning
Well,
as
fun
far
fact,
as towels go.
yeah. Fun fact, we did request them, and we thought they were
Yeah.
ordered, and somehow they didn't get ordered. But yes, they're what
Man.
would you call it? Like in the hopper? Is
They're
that fair?
they're in the hopper. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot
they're
going on.
in the hopper. Yeah.
I think I saw another question too of Crystal Wash not being
Oh,
on
yeah.
the TRC website. We're
Right.
still in the midst of getting everything ordered and in place, making sure that things are up to date.
Mhm,
So if you haven't seen it, just be on the lookout. It should be coming
mhm.
soon.
Yeah. Yep.
But yes, the green towels as well.
Yes. The green towels. It's been an elusive project, but something
Here you
I've
go.
been begging
Watch
for
out.
forever. Yes.
Sydney
Caution.
will throw you under the bus.
Gosh,
Uh-oh.
oh my gosh.
If you don't order the green towels.
I like that.
All right.
So
Well,
honestly, every time I see Jeff, I'm like, "How's the green towels coming?" And I have the funnest
there
name
you
for
go.
them.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they're gonna be
Are you gonna
called the
spoil it?
Preppy. Yeah, I'm gonna spoil
Ooh,
it.
That's right, the preppy.
The Preppy. The
preppy.
Preppy. Kelly Green, University Green, the Preppy, paint
The
prep.
preppy. Okay.
Paint prep.
Okay. I can
Cool.
see that. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well,
that
guys,
basically does it, which is perfect timing for me.
yes. Yep. Well, thank you, Gabe, so much for everything.
Yeah.
I might see you today. I have an order still from TRCMA that I haven't come to pick up yet. But thank you for everything. Everything you do at TRC, you're amazing. You guys do
Well,
such a good job.
the big thing is a shout out to our team. We've got a really solid team.
Yes. Yep.
We got a
The
lot of
whole
people
entire team.
here. I mean, we got a lot of people here that are very passionate about the work that they do. It's funny because we
Mhm.
were just talking. You know, you come to work excited every day here, And I think that's what really makes a big difference and allows us to kind of be creative and come up with these ideas. And of course, working with wonderful people like you guys is definitely the absolute best part of this job too. So
Yep. You might see Tony sooner than later too. I'm not going to give anything away, but you might see Tony sooner than later.
Oh, really, Tony?
Heyo.
Are you wow,
Surprise.
coming over to the great state of Idaho, huh?
I might be breaking the doors down here soon.
How soon are we talking?
Well, maybe we'll talk offline.
Okay.
It's a secret.
Okay,
All right.
I like that.
No, big shout out to all you guys, and obviously congratulations on a super successful TRCMA 2024. And I'm just so glad I could be a part of it. I'm just super happy to be there, participate.
Yeah, it was really great hanging out with you and seeing your beautiful face. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yes. Man, a couple of 5-star actors we are. Tom Cruise, watch out. Coming for you. We're coming for you.
Oh my goodness.
Well, hey,
thank you, everybody.
I think that's gonna do it for Bead Maker and Coffee this day.
Some of us might need to go back to bed.
Yeah. Thanks so much for participating, everybody, and thanks so much to Gabe for coming and being here.
Thank you, Gabe. I will see you soon.
Appreciate you guys. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
Alrighty.